If you're retired or getting ready to retire with only Social Security to live on, you know it's no easy task. Bills can pile up. Prices we know are going through the roof. And there's no doubt that monthly check, that monthly Social Security check, it doesn't stretch as far as it used to. Well, in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you how to get through the month without pulling your hair out. But here's the kicker. I'm not just about surviving. I'm not just about scraping by, and I don't want you to be either. I want you to thrive. So I'm going to show you how to survive on Social Security with 9 smart moves that can actually help you do more than survive. So if you're ready for real, practical moves to not just make ends meet, but actually enjoy life a little bit, or maybe even enjoy life a lot more, then stick with me, because all 9 of these moves could possibly change your life. Welcome back to Over 50 TV. My name is Lou Reyes, and in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer up 9 smart moves that can help you survive and thrive when you have only Social Security to live on. Now, before I jump into this video, though, I want to let you know that I recently launched Over 50 TV Plus. Now, this is a membership platform where I can offer you monthly deals and savings. I'm building this platform. It's brand new. I would like you to check it out every month or so to see if some new deal comes your way that you're interested in. There is a link in the description box of this video if you do want to check it out for now. Now that that's out of the way, let's dive into how to survive on Social Security with these 9 smart moves. And here's number 1. Budgeting with the 4-box method. You are probably already on a strict budget, but let me give you another way to spend and save. This method, as I mentioned, it's called the 4-box method, and it's all about dividing your expenses into 4 simple categories: needs, wants, savings, and giving. Now, by organizing your spending with the 4-box method, you get a clear picture of where every dollar is going, and it makes it easier for you to prioritize your essentials and to cut down on extras. For anyone who's trying to stretch that Social Security check, this method, it can be a game changer. It gives you control over your budget, and it helps you to make the most out of what you have. Now, if you want to learn more about the 4-box method, I've got a new video, and it describes this method in detail. I'm going to put a link in the description box so you can check it out. Now, I also want to mention this. I myself use the 4-box method, and for me, it has been a game changer. It actually does allow me to know where my money's at and how I can prioritize it so it best benefits me. Reduce your housing costs. Now, my guess is that you've already reduced your housing costs, or at least you're thinking about it. Now, if you've already downsized, I'm going to say congratulations. But is it possible? Is it possible for you to downsize maybe even more without causing any consternation? Is it possible for you to do it? You know, what I know is this. I know a lot of folks, and that includes me. You know, we cling on to things that we know we can do without, but we want to hold on to them for a little bit more, maybe a little longer, because we just decide, hey, you know what? I don't want to live without it. But is it possible for you to downsize even more? Now, a couple options, or a few options here anyway, or maybe you downsize your home, your house, maybe you downsize into an apartment, maybe you downsize your apartment. Some folks can move into senior-friendly housing, which could drastically reduce your monthly expenses. Now, some other things that you could think about, I'm going to ask you to think about, is maybe you rent out a spare room in your home, or possibly you rent out garage space. I've got a buddy of mine, doesn't live too far from me, has a 2-car garage, and he rented out one side of his garage, and he earns about $200 or more, at least $200 a month he earns. And that is a game changer. When you multiply that times 12, it's $2,400 a year. So think about some things that you could downsize. Utilize public assistance programs. This is number 3 on our list. Now, if you haven't thought about utilizing public assistance programs, do it. And I'm asking you to do it. I'm asking you to at least consider it, or at least explore programs that could help you, could benefit you. Maybe a program like SNAP, which is that Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Now, this program in particular, I mention it. It could provide food assistance. Of course, there are other government programs that could help you with utility bills or medical expenses or even transportation. You know, I find I find that many seniors, they overlook these resources, or maybe they are just a little bit too prideful. So they say, you know what, I'm not even going to explore that option. But here's what I want you to think about. All of your life, you've paid taxes. You've helped fund these government programs. So why not get some of your tax dollars back? You know, government assistance, it can make a huge difference in your monthly budget, even if it's just a few $100. You paid into it. Why not get that money back? Simplify to reduce expenses. This is number 4 on my list today. Now, you don't need to go full-on minimalist to make a big difference in your budget. For many folks, many people out there, it's just about simplifying life a bit. And I mean, sometimes it's just a little bit. You know, maybe focus on eliminating the things that don't truly matter. You know, let go of what you don't use or what you don't need. And I'll give you a couple examples right away here. Number 1 is you could cut back on that unused subscription that you get every single month and you don't really read it, you don't look at it. Or maybe you take that streaming service that you rarely watch and you just say, you know what, I'm letting it go. I'm cutting the cord. You know, another step might be reducing impulse purchases. I'm guilty, and I'm going to say I'm guilty. You know, going to a grocery store, what I'll do is I'll look at some item and think, you know what, I want to get it. But I realize a lot of times it's that little Lou on my shoulder who says, don't buy it, you don't need it, you don't really need it. So that's just a few options. Now, another option could be getting rid of that clutter at your home and selling some of the items that you don't use. And you can sell those items on platforms like Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. And when you sell those items, you can get some cash, maybe a little cash, maybe a lot. You know, just simplifying. It can free up money. It can make daily life a little easier. It's all done without any drastic lifestyle changes. Supplement your income with a part-time job or a side hustle. And I always love the term side hustle because it's something I firmly believe in. Listen, for retirees who are able and willing to work, a part-time job or a side hustle like freelance work, maybe tutoring, cutting a neighbor's lawn, which is something I've done. I actually did that many times in my life. Or you could do some pet sitting. But those kind of things can supplement your Social Security income. And even a few extra $100 a month can provide more financial breathing room that you need. Now, I've got plenty of videos here on Over 50 TV, and I've got videos on my other YouTube channel called Side Hustle Rules that can help you learn how to start a side hustle, can give you some ideas on side hustles as well. And I find that those videos, they can really go a long way to maybe inspiring you to do something. Now, listen, if you want to talk to somebody about your options, I'm also a business startup coach. I work with a lot of folks. If you are on Social Security and that's your sole source of income, I will work with you. I'll work with you on a fee that you can afford. I want to try to help you as much as I can, but consider some of the options I've just outlined for you. Managing your health care costs. This is number 6 on my list, and I'm going to give you a few actionable tips to reduce your health care costs. Now, these are things that I've learned. Some of these things I've done and continue to do every time I need to spend any money at all on health care. So let me give you a few. Number 1, ask for generic medicines. Ask your pharmacist, ask your healthcare provider if you can switch to generic medicines. They have the same active ingredients, I find anyway, but they're often much cheaper than brand name drugs. Now, there's another thing you can do is explore less expensive alternatives. If a generic drug isn't available, well, ask if there's another less expensive medicine that can treat the same condition. Another thing that I like to do is order through the mail. See if you can order your medicine through the mail, and it's sometimes possible, often it's possible, and this can oftentimes be more affordable and certainly more convenient. Another thing, consider outpatient facilities. If you need a procedure, you need surgery, ask your provider if it can be done at an outpatient clinic. These facilities are often much cheaper than hospitals for the same procedure. I've done this more than a few times. I will ask. Another thing, prices for medical services, you know what, those procedures, it can vary widely between facilities. So take the time to compare cost to find the best price. Another thing, and maybe it's just something that I learned from being in business as many years as I have been, negotiate medical bills. And don't be afraid to do this. Please don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to negotiate a medical bill or ask for a payment plan if you're facing high cost. Many providers are willing to work with you on a payment option. So don't be afraid to ask. I've known folks who say, I'm not going to ask. I'm just not going to do it. They take what they're given. Don't do that. Negotiate your medical bills. Utilize free entertainment and community resources. This is number 7 on today's list. Staying socially active and engaged doesn't have to be costly. There are plenty of free or low-cost activities that are available in most communities, and I'm just going to give you just a few ideas. Number 1 is AARP. AARP frequently hosts free workshops, webinars, and social events on topics like technology or financial planning in health. Meetup groups. Don't discount this idea, my friends. Meetup platforms have a wide variety of free or low-cost interest groups for activities like walking or cooking, photography, and really just about anything out there. I know that. Also, community centers. Very popular with me. Most community centers offer a calendar of free or low-cost events, and that includes maybe arts and craft classes or language courses or technology workshops and dance classes. Many also provide resources like community labs and fitness rooms and even community gardens where you can enjoy fresh produce or learn gardening skills. I highly, highly recommend community centers. Reduce your debt. This is number 8 on my list today. Paying off high interest debts or consolidating them into manageable payments can free up more of your income every month. And I don't need to tell you that. You already know that. If you hit 50 years old or 60 or retired or going to be retiring, you know that. But sometimes it helps to be told that. Sometimes it helps for someone to remind us that this is so true. Also avoiding new debt. It's essential for anybody out there on a fixed income. You get an invitation in the mail to sign up for a new credit card, you should throw it away. Don't sign up for it. I call credit card debt the march to poverty. Because I know this. I know that nearly 1/3 or 30% of older adults carry a credit card balance from month to month of $10,000 or more. And I know from data that 12% of folks carry a balance of $20,000 or more per month. Or, it's ridiculous. Now, if you're dealing with high interest debt, I'm going to ask you to consider cutting up your credit cards and focus on paying more than the minimum each month to start reducing your balance. And as I said, you already know that. Consider getting rid of that credit card debt and maybe taking a part-time job to do it, or maybe starting a side hustle and using that money to pay down that debt. Here's my final thoughts on surviving only on Social Security, and this is number 9 on my list. I've already given you 8 steps or outlined 8 steps in this video on how to survive on Social Security. Now, what I've given you, the 8 I've given you are 8 actionable strategies that can go a long way. I believe they can go a long way towards easing your financial stress, that debt burden, your financial worries that you have. But there's one more crucial move that I'd like you to consider. It's your determination to improve your situation. In the end, it's all about your commitment to take action. Your commitment to take action that will make a difference, a big difference, on whether you simply get by. You simply get by every single month, or you truly thrive in retirement. Now, I can suggest the steps, and I just did, but only you can put them into action. Only you can create the life that you deserve. Well, there you go, my friends. I've just given you 9 steps in this video that I call How to Survive on Social Security. And I've given you 9 what I think are smart moves. Only you can decide how smart they are. As I mentioned just now, just in number 9, I said only you can decide. But I've given you some steps. If you've got any questions, any comments, any suggestions, you are welcome to send me an email. You're welcome to make a comment in the comment section. I read everything. I try to get back to folks within a few days. It's not always possible, but I do get back to just about every single comment that I make. And I shouldn't say just about. I try to get back to every single person. So anyways, that's all I got for you. I do want to remind you, in the description box, I do have some information for you. I've got some links to my new program, the Over 50 TV Plus program. I just started it. I'm going to be adding new things to it on a weekly basis, building it up. If you're somebody who's looking for savings, looking for some deals, you might want to check it out. And if you have any comments on that, please go ahead and send them to me. And look forward to any ideas you have, any suggestions, any deals you want to see me put on there, let me know. Well, as I said, that is all I've got for you. And as I always say, have a great day, everybody.